Tingin ko pag nag-alungkat tayo, marami pang may utang sa gobyerno. I know some of these are complex issues and we will give everyone due process. But may the Congress of the Philippines make an appeal, lalo po dun sa mga malalaking korporasyon. Kung may utang kayo, magbayad naman kayo.
My dear colleagues, the Speaker of the House would address us.
Thank you very much, dear colleagues. There is a biblical principle wherein we are asked to be the salt and light. And regardless of our religion, sa mga kapatid nating Muslim na nandito, those who are very spiritual, not spiritual, I think the symbolism of salt and light is very clear to all of us. If we were to turn off all the lights in this August hall, the smallest piece of light or the smallest inkling of light, whether it be a ball pen, your cell phone, a lighter, will light up the whole session hall. Doon tayo mapapatingin sa light. Now, the light shows the way. In the same manner that salt is used to season, but also to preserve. So when we say, be the salt and light, I think now is the best time to absorb that. During the SEA Games, in late November, early December, the athletes, the family of the athletes, the coaches, they all inspired us. They gave us hope, they gave us faith, they gave us pride. Now that we are facing many challenges, it is now the house of the people who should give us hope, who should inspire us, who should show people that we have faith and not fear. Yes, if you spell house of the people, it will go to the word hope. So I hope that during this next few weeks, we will actually be giving hope and faith to our kababayans. I'd like to thank from the bottom of my heart all members of Congress, opposition, administration, minority, majority, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, those of you who provided the quorum, those of you who questioned the quorum, maraming salamat sa inyo. Without you, we wouldn't have been able to achieve what we've achieved in the past few months. In any metrics that you look at, and while you look at the screens, approved on third reading, 470% more or better performance than at the same period of the 17th Congress. 300% on second reading, total measures 178%, and 180% sa measures processed. And siguro po, kung meron din tayong pwedeng palakpakan aside from ourselves, Majority Leader Martin Romualdez, the teams of the Rules Committee, and of course, our deputy speakers. We'd also like to thank the minority sapagkat hindi naman namin ito magagawa pag wala kayo. And to be fair, minsan mahaba lang, pero you make legislation better. No? The interpellations, the suggestions, force us to think and force us to come up with better legislation. And this is reflected and acknowledged by our people. The 63% public satisfaction rating by the Social Weather Station and the 66% Pulse Asia survey, which is the highest that Congress ever got, is an acknowledgement of the hard work that all of you have been doing. So now, may I ask you in the coming weeks, as you visit your districts, as the party list representatives goes to the sectors that they serve, let us articulate together the vision. We are lost pag walang vision. Di ba? Pag walang direction, mahirap magplano. Almost imposible magplano pag walang vision. And to simplify the vision, whether or not we are for this administration, President Duterte has simplified it by saying, a safe and comfortable life for all Filipinos. This is quite difficult to ponder on in the next few days because on our minds is the problem of COVID-19. So, hindi ka na safe, hindi ka pa comfortable. Yan po ang mindset ng marami right now, not only in the Philippines, but in the whole world. If you look at the various news outlets, traditional media, radio, listen to radio, watch TV, read the papers, napakaraming issues. Sa mga taga-Marawi dito, you're still waiting for the rehabilitation. Sa mga taga-lugar na tinamaan ng Yolanda, lugar ni Martin, mga taga-Samar dito, kay Lucy, head natin nung committee that deals with disaster, marami pa rin kulang. Sa mga taga-Mindanao dito na tinamaan ng earthquake, and of course, the most recent sa Batangas, there's so much to do. What are we going to do to be able to solve these problems? In the last few months, we have showed that we cared. We have called the different secretaries, undersecretaries, the private sector. We have passed resolutions. We have had roundtable discussions. Many of us went to Batangas, went to the different places. Congressman, Deputy Speaker Pulong, for example, spent a lot of time in Mindanao to help those hit by the earthquake. But I think it was really special that for the first time in history, we did not have our sessions here, but we went to Batangas to tell them not only that we are with you, but we are with you. Not only to tell them we are with you again, but to tell them we are you. Because ang sakit ng kalingkingan ay sakit ng buong katawan. And whether in Metro Manila, you're in Ilocos, you're in Basulta, you are a Filipino. So I hope we will be given a chance to visit as a Congress other regions in the country, whether or not there are calamities in the area. Let's not wait for them to go to Congress. Let's allow Congress to go to the different regions of our country. The COVID-19 gives us two choices, fear or hope. Siguro yung fear po, mahirap i-control yan, pumapasok na lang yan. But we can fight it. But hope, we have to work on it. Bakit po tayo nagsesesyon ngayon? Kasi gusto natin ipakita na may pag-asa. Bakit po kanina nag-cut tayo ng ribbon sa Bridgeway? Because, yes, we didn't have 1,000 people or 10,000 people. Many events are canceled. But I think if we take the right precautions and listen to the health professionals, we can show people na kailangan may level of normalcy. Di ba? Kasi hindi naman pwede because of fear, lahat tayo nasa bahay na lang, wala nang magtatrabaho, walang magpro-provide ng pagkain, mas maraming Pilipino ang magsasuffer. Kagabi, si Congressman Lopez pinakita sa akin ang isang meme ng mga bata na panay mga dumi ang nasa katawan. 'Di ba? Tapos nakalagay, kami sa Tondo, hindi kami tinatamaan ng COVID, no? And it was, just such a powerful way of communicating that the rich and poor deal with COVID-19 in so different ways. Ang mayaman umaangal dahil wala nang mabili na alcohol sa grocery. Ang mahirap walang pambiling pagkain. Ang mayaman nagdi-disinfect ng bawat portion ng kanyang bahay, pero ang mahirap walang bahay. Ang mga taga-Taal na hindi na pwedeng bumalik, nandun pa rin sa evacuation centers, di ba? So, the problem is quite complex. That's why I urge my colleagues, together as an institution, in the next 7 weeks, let's continue working. Let's have committee hearings. Let's have roundtables. Let's take the precautions. Let's include the executive department. Let's come up with executive legislative solutions. Let's meet with the private sector and businesses, how we can help. And let's meet with our constituents. And let's ask the government to release the funds that are needed. Ngayon na ang problema, kaya pa. Huwag na natin hintayin na sabihin ng mga tourist guides na namamatay na sila. Alam naman natin ngayon na matumal na ang kanilang negosyo. Sa transportation, pag walang pasok, ang tricycle driver na isang kahig, isang tuka, alam na natin, di ba, na kulang ang kikitain nila. So why wait? Let's be proactive, no? And let's work with the executive to get to the people what they need immediately. So I'd like to address the Office of the President and the Senate. The House of Representatives is willing to work. So if you want to change the legislative calendar and the next new weeks, gusto nyo magkaroon tayo ng sesyon at ibahin natin yung calendar, payag po. And let me ask you today, my dear colleagues, payag po ba kayo magsesyon kung kinakailangan? Thank you very much. Lastly, I would like to speak for the more than 10 million OFWs. And I know many of you here, Kong Eric Pineda, Kong Raymond, yung mga nasa labor, OFW, yung mga party list natin that have OFW constituents, no? Maybe you can speak better than I for the OFWs. But just because I'm here, allow me to thank every one of you for passing the law that will give our OFWs and those seeking foreign employment their voice in the cabinet by having their own department. No? I was in the DFA. I believe that I was one of the more progressive secretaries that really spent time with the OFWs, but still kulang pa rin. No? Let me assure my kababayans here, including my colleagues, including in the Makabayan Bloc, this will not set a precedent to have a policy of exporting our kababayans. This is simply a mechanism where at the highest level, meron nag-aasikaso sa OFW na walang ibang trabaho. Hindi katulad ng DOLE, na trabaho din niya ang employment dito. Hindi katulad ng DFA, na diplomacy is also their job. No? So let me thank you for that, and I'm looking forward for the Senate to passing this department, and I'm looking forward to a great team being appointed, a team that will not look at making money from the OFWs and not abusing them, but for protecting them. Sa lahat po ng pinag-uusapan po natin may gastos. So you've heard the President talk about closing a cigarette company that wasn't paying the right taxes. You heard about airlines that paid. You heard about water companies that have won an arbitration award, yet waived it. And now you're hearing about power producers and the PISALM and what's owed. Tingin ko pag naghalongkat tayo, marami pang may utang sa gobyerno. I know some of these are complex issues and we will give everyone due process. But may the Congress of the Philippines make an appeal, lalo po dun sa mga malalaking korporasyon. Kung may utang kayo, magbayad naman kayo. Kasi pag nagbayad kayo, dito nyo matutulungan talaga ang ating bayan. Kung titignan nyo po, parang pinapasan na ng Kongreso. It's like we're being crushed, no? By all the problems, natural disasters, including the virus, poverty, unemployment, underemployment, di ba, disease. So it's time to lift Filipinos out of the darkness. It's time to lift Filipinos from hunger and poverty. It's time to lift Filipinos from hopelessness. You know, the more I think about all of the problems we've gone through in the last few months, and in my 28 years in public service, magaling na tayo mag-react. At madaling sabihin, hindi, dapat proactive tayo. Pero madaling maging proactive pag tapos na yung problema eh. Di ba? Like ngayon sa COVID-19, ang dami ng expert talaga eh. No? At yung iba mean well, but yung iba nakakakos pa ng problema rather than nakakasolve. So may I propose that during the break, aside from working for Congress to go paperless, aside from working that Congress will be the model pagdating sa zero waste, aside from making it gender sensitive, sa lahat ng kailangan natin ayusin sa Kongreso, I would like to propose that we open a new center. And the proposal is to name it Life, Innovation, and Future Thinking Center, or the LIFT Center ng Kongreso. Because it is only to have future thinking that we can look at all of these problems and find solutions even before the problems hit us. So hindi po ako magpapakahaba. Alam ko pong hinihintay kayo ng inyong pamilya, yung iba't ibang mga bloke, alam ko may pagpupulong pa, yung ilan mga grupo dito. Some are thinking whether they'd stay and talk to the secretaries. Some would think you will go home. But let me tell you that same schedule as if may sessions tayo, the staff of Congress will be here, will be ready to assist, and will be working to try to solve many of these problems. So again, nagawa natin itong lahat, hindi dahil sa isang tao, hindi sa dalawang tao, hindi sa isang team, kundi dahil sa lahat ng kongresista ay nanampalataya sa Diyos at nagtrabaho para sa tao. Magandang gabi at maraming salamat. God bless you and your constituents.